All right, happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome into the daily broadcast brought to you from the Arctic Air Studios. It felt like fall today. Temps in the 60s, low 70s. It was great. That means winter's coming. If your heating unit is not ready, you need to call the bear, callthebear.com. All right, we got Texas Tech football to talk about. What do you want to see featured? The offense theme. We talked about defense earlier this week. The offensive theme from here on out. We have the great uh, coaches to player helmet Comm scandal in the Big 12, which is a 100% nothing burger. 100% nothing burger on that. But it gave people something to talk about for a couple of days. So that's good. We have all of that. Scary movies. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. And you can give us your most scary movies and then anything else that you want to talk about. Tech Baseball non conference schedule. Well, the schedule is out. We can talk about that. It's okay. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's not bad. It's probably the best they could do given the circumstances. We'll detail that as we go through. Oh, yeah. And over, under, rated right Thursday sports announcers. If you were on the website, you saw what we were talking about earlier today. Your play-by-play announcers, your sports announcers, overrated, underrated, rated right announcers. We can talk about announcers tonight. Be nice to all of them except Tim Brando. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt. TheRaiderland.com is where you start your morning. The Raiderland hot links and everything else we do. It's all waiting for you. And this will be posted after the show at TheRaiderland.com. You can share it with your friends and get ready for Friday when we ask you the most Texan thing you've done this week. We are brought to you by Arctic Air here in the Arctic Air Studios, by United Supermarkets in Market Street. They send money to Texas Tech. Other stores don't. They take care of all the communication, the chat line, everything we do that you communicate with us, brought to you by, that's right, United. Western Wear, including this shirt, Boots City, 1 7 mile outside the West Loop on 19th Street. If you're coming into town sometime, going to a game, whatever, head over there. Tell Cody we said hey. And then, of course, Sideline Provisions, all the Texas Tech apparel you need, the OGs, the Guns Up OG, everything at quarter four, which is the old Cardinal Sports Center. There on South Loop 289, Slide Road. You go by there, Sideline Provisions. Hats, great hats, cool hats, original hats, neat stuff. Shirts, like the kind of shirt you could wear to church if you needed to wear a Tech, shirt to church. They get all that. And it's owned by Red Raiders. What more do you want? Overrated, underrated, rated right. Sports announcers, you give it to me. Texas Tech offense, what do you want to see the last four games of the year? We've seen it up to this point. We talked about the defense earlier. I'll give you my thoughts. And then the whole Big 12 communication helmet scandal is not a scandal. It's just a nothing at all. On the United Supermarkets chat line, Craig, the talking box is on. Here's to everybody who might or might not remember the talking box. Happy Halloween to you. You guys going out trick-or-treating tonight? What are the kids dressed up as? Where you are right now, are you getting any trick-or-treaters? I want to know. Let's keep going. CJ on Facebook, and you can get it on Facebook, YouTube. Anything else? What is that? Twitter X? I mean, things we don't even know. Joe Buck overrated. Joe Buck rated right. Joe Buck rated right. We'll explain as we go through tonight. What are your thoughts on the helmet communication issue that Kirby brought to the Big 12? Glad you asked. It's a nothing deal. So Texas Tech finds out through a third-party vendor that, hey, these things aren't encrypted. Thought you should know. It had been brought to the attention of the SEC and TCU and Baylor earlier in the year at Jerry World that, hey, these things are just flying out there in the open. Now, I've got a little experience of this through NASCAR with in-car communication and everything else that you can listen to if you get a ClearComm or a scanner. So if you know how to run a scanner, you could allegedly hear all the unencrypted communications going from coaches, and not just Texas Tech, but any Big 12 team, to the players and back and forth. Not that there's back and forth. That would be awful. They don't let the players talk. It's a nothing deal. Now, Kirby Hocutt, right to bring it up. Looks like crap, though, after you lose 2 games and then the story comes out and you're saying, yeah, the 2 teams that knew about it, oh, yeah, we just lost to Baylor and TCU, and they apparently knew about it. Looks like crap, but it's not that big a deal. Even if in real time the other team could hear what you were saying to your quarterback, there is no time to do anything functional with that. What you would have to do, and this is how you would have to actually utilize that technology to benefit you, it would take place next year. That I would record an entire game of your communication, multiple games of your communication. I would go back, log that in, and I would learn what you were doing and how you were doing it. And then I would try to put that into some sort of, play sheet. But in the amount of time, you got 15 seconds. You just can't do it. It reminds me a little bit of the whole cheating Astros. I'm going to bail them out a little bit. There are a lot of baseball players that don't want to know what the pitch is coming because you can't adjust. So the whole thing to me is a nothing deal. It's a nothing deal. And I'm glad that, Kirby Hocutt and them brought it out. But yeah. And then the Big 12 comes out today, says, hey, nothing was compromised. Let me see if I want to get the quote right. Don Williams in the Lubbock Avalanche Journal reporting today. And I'm just going to read this verbatim. That's Latin for those of you who grew up in Littlefield or Muleshoe. An internal review by the Big 12 regarding the security of football coach to player and helmet communications equipment found no evidence of impropriety in games this season, the conference said Thursday in a statement. The conference can't say anything. A spokesman for the conference said that. The conference didn't say that. A spokesman for the conference said that. Who's writing this crap? That better not be you, Don. You're better than that. No, come on now. Conference can't say it. A spokesman for the conference said it in a statement. Texas Tech's Kirby Hocutt raised issues Tuesday on a conference call of Big 12 athletics directors, telling colleagues that the Tech football team was among many unaware they'd been using unencrypted devices furnished by GSC, the provider of all 68 Power Conference teams this year. The in-game communications could have been accessible to anyone with a scanner and the technical know-how to find the frequencies, which would be a NASCAR fan. Hocutt, in a statement released Thursday by Texas Tech, said he accepted the conference's findings. We have received a verbal report, I guess they called them, from the Big 12 Conference regarding our request to ensure the integrity of our recent football games. This request was made after our head football coach received an audio recording on Tuesday, 29 October, containing clips from our in-game coach-to-player communications. Although it's been acknowledged that a third party provided at least 2 member institutions with additional information regarding the specific vulnerabilities of the coach-to-player communication system weeks before the remaining members became aware, Texas Tech accepts the conclusion of the Big 12's review, which found no direct evidence that the integrity of any game was compromised. Now, does anybody really think that Tech lost to TCU or Baylor because of that? No. Tech doesn't believe that. Joey McGuire doesn't believe that. Do you put that out there, though? Do you want to get that going? Do you want to be the one who starts the conversation? Yeah, I guess. Chris, I've enjoyed the TCU Baylor Astros memes banging on a trash can. Talking about overrated, underrated, rated right announcers. Tony Romo, overrated. Yeah, I think I had him on my overrated side this morning. He didn't bring anything to the game anymore. He only brought anything because the first 2 years he could guess the play. Jim. Let's see. Hi, Barbara. Good evening. What choice does Kirby have but to accept the statement from the Big 12? He could file lawsuits. He could try to bring out specific instances that he thought there's nothing, which begs the question a little bit of why go public with it. Or belly aching, possible helmet compromising, says fake Natalie Maines. Makes Tech sound like losers, sore losers, he said. Wouldn't matter if they had every playbook and knew what was coming. We weren't good enough to win. We've got to coach. We've got to coach better, recruit better, and have higher IQ football players. I agree. I mean, what were the coaches doing if they were intercepting it, going, they're going to run another sideline screen? Underrated David Cohn doing baseball. Overrated Greg Olson doing football. Well, really interesting. Oh no, underrated. Okay, okay, I got you on that. Yeah, no, he's like the best out there. Totally, 100%. It's Halloween, so scariest movies you've ever seen. Which movies, when you were a kid, scared the crap out of you? If you want to talk about the helmet communication deal, which I think is a bunch of crap, it's just not that big a deal if it was unencrypted or otherwise. But they knew what we were gonna run. Yeah, they didn't have any time to act on it. Just like stealing your signals in real time. Well, but they could match personnel. They match personnel because they've scouted you all week and they know when you put those guys out there, you're probably going to run this. We're going to bring our guys out there. And from a Tech football standpoint, we can talk about it as we go through tonight. What you want to see Texas Tech football do offensively, focus on from here on out. I've got my thoughts. Want to hear what you guys have to say. Tech baseball, non-conference schedules out for the most part. LA wins the World Series. Although here's to my buddy who went LA while they were down 5-0 last night, plus 425 in the in-game market. Nicely done, Clay. You do a good job there. I appreciate it. Scary movies. Poltergeist was freaky. And I don't know how old you are, Chris, but if you saw that for the first time when you were, maybe like 10, 12, 13 years old. I mean, we got dead bodies popping up in a swimming pool. Little kid gets sucked in through the TV. We got weird stuff going on. Still, the greatest moment of that movie is at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert, when they check into the hotel looking like hell, and he takes the TV in the hotel, in the motel. It's not even a hotel, it's a motel. And he takes the TV and he wheels it out on the balcony. Nicely done. Craig, Brady hasn't been in broadcasting long enough to make a determination. Brady is brilliant because he scammed him out of money, and now he can't go to any meetings and do anything. And nobody's tuning in to hear Tom Brady, the owner of the Los Angeles Raiders. They wanted Tom Brady to be this like unhinged, I'm going to tell everything I know. No, that's not who he's going to be. But he's so damn smart, he got the money out of it. If I were them, I'd get rid of him immediately. Immediately. Run the damn ball. Talking about Texas Tech football. That's the first part. Run the ball, then run the ball again, run the ball. Run the ball. We'll agree on that. It's what you do after that that is going to matter the most to me, and what you must commit to, and how you must do it, and the ways you can do it. But yes, Jeff, who is joining us on Facebook, where are my Twitter people? Every now and then Twitter just goes silent. We get huge numbers on Twitter watching the show. We get huge numbers on Twitter replay, and then all of a sudden there's just like, comments and everything. I'm like, where the hell are you? We'll get to run the ball, and then part B, C, D, and F. Insert D into F. CJ, Amityville Horror was pretty scary back in the day. Yeah, it was a freaky 70s movie. 100%. No tempo. No tempo. And we're not just talking about a bad car made by Ford. No, we're not. Here's my cousin. She had a Ford Tempo, beautiful red Ford Tempo, early 90s. Mm. Yeah, let's not do tempo. In fact, let's slow it down. Real skeletons were used in the movie Poltergeist. I don't believe you. I think you're making that up. I don't believe you. You give me a link, you give me something. Followed by bubble screens. Yeah, no more, no more hitch passes, bubble screens, bunch diamond set, Z screen, white. Nope, we're done with that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'll let you have, Kitley. I'll let you have 3 a game. That's all you get. We're not gonna do that anymore. Because if you want to lose your job, keep doing that. If you want to keep your job, listen to me tonight. Learn from me. Well, Hyatt's stupid. He's never been an offensive coordinator. He doesn't know a damn thing about football. I don't know a damn thing about football, but I know a lot about coaches who get fired and why they get fired. And certainly in this day and age. So pay attention. Listen to me. We're going to fix this. We can make it work. We lose track. I got so many things trying to keep up with your comments and everything else that it's very difficult. Oh, Craig sending me a link to the 82 Poltergeist. Use real skeletons. I still don't believe it. See, this is the old link thing. All right, there you go. I don't think you guys can click on it. I still don't believe that. There's no way. All right. There's just no way. That just seems crazy. Meanwhile, Randy is sitting there on Facebook commenting, thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. Dear Hyde, how are you? I am fine. My wife, Borat voice. Now, we're handing out candy and watching The Shining. We've also stayed at the Stanley Hotel, which is part of the movie they filmed, and indeed haunted. It is indeed haunted. Happy Halloween. You guys believe in ghosts? Do you believe it's haunted? Do you really believe it? No, we got the link. I got the link there, Craig. I saw the link. We put the link. You guys really believe in ghosts? How many people believe in ghosts? I'm not saying you're wrong. Scariest movies. Scariest movies. All right, let's talk a little football. Run the ball. Jeff is right. Run the damn ball. Run Taj Brooks. Feature Taj Brooks. Dictate early on into the game. Hi, we're Texas Tech. We have one of the best running backs in college football. We're going to run the ball. So do what you want to do. Build a big front. Build a big house. If you want to stack the box, if you want to do all that stuff, you want to play a little 4-4 gap control, do what you want to do. You want to do, single high safety, and come on down. Let's do it, but let's go. We're going to run the ball. And then even when we run the ball and you stay in it, we're still going to run the ball. We're going to commit to it. Then we get to have some fun. And that's where play action passing comes in. Now we begin to spread them out just a little bit by formation. We draw them out. We draw them out a little bit by formation. And now we can run the ball because you've got to lighten the box up a little bit when we spread out. You got to do it. You got to match formation. And now I might still run the ball. But then again, I might run a little play action. But beyond that, next thing you know, I want to go back to the North Texas game and what I think was one of the most beautiful plays drawn up by Coach Kitley since he's been here, which was a full house backfield, 4th and 1 at the 21. Taj Brooks scores. And you've basically got an inverted wishbone around your quarterback. By the way, Baron Morton cleared to play. He's good to go full tilt, according to Coach McGuire on his radio show right before we went on Tech Network. Congrats. Thanks for that. So I want to run more of that formation. 2nd down, 3rd down. I got Conyers in the backfield. I got Tharp. I got Brooks. I can move different guys in there. I can do, we used to call it counter. Now it's split flow. If you want to sound cool to the kids, counter motion is not counter. It's called split flow. I can run a G block out, split flow. ride Taj Brooks, bootleg out. Not a naked bootleg, by the way. I didn't like naked bootlegs. I was kind of modest as a quarterback. And I can bootleg out. I can look for my tight end leaking out. I've also still got a split end over there. We call them split ends because it's easy for. Here's to all the football people who want to try to use jargon. Just say it so people understand. So I got a wide receiver out here. But that formation on fourth and one at the 21 against North Texas that resulted in a 21-yard touchdown run. You can get into that anytime you want at any time of the field and be lethal. Do it. Get like Iowa State did a few years ago when they were good. Oh, they're good now. When they had all the tight ends, they figured out a way to use them. You've got a backfield like that you can utilize. You can put Conyers back. You can, you know, you can do stuff. So commit to it. The run game doesn't matter in college football if you don't punch downfield. And by that we mean you've got to have anywhere between 6 to 9 plays of 15 yards or more downfield. Tech hasn't done that consistently this year. You're not taking advantage of Taj Brooks just by running Taj Brooks. The 125 yards in and of itself is nice, but you're not maximizing what it can do and how it can force the defense to react to you. You're just not. The sideline screens are bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm done with it. I get it. I understand. You can sit there and tell me that it averages 7 yards of completion. I don't believe it if you stack it up over time. But the fish are out there. The fish are out there. Cast out farther. Go score some freaking points off your generational tailback. Because you're not going to have a guy like that next year. And if I'm an offensive coordinator, I got a guy like that, I better make my money off it or I'm probably going to get fired. Como se dice? Run the damn ball. Barbara, we don't seem to have a lot of different plays, in my opinion. Maybe I don't know. Actually, they do have a lot of plays. They may have too many plays that they just draw out of a hat. I've criticized the battleship game nature of just guessing and not really building. Morton will be hurt by halftime, over under. I don't know. I hope not. Will all the teams load the box now if we have a new quarterback, or is Hammond just as good or better than Morton? Hammond is a talent. Hammond runs better than Morton. Morton will be the quarterback. He is 100% cleared to go, so it doesn't matter this weekend. The bubble screens have to have too many things happen to make the play successful. Thank you very much. We've talked about it a lot, from everything from the snap to the formation to the throw, and it's not an easy throw. It looks so easy. Hey, stand there, catch the ball off the snap, throw it over there. If you have any loss of momentum off the snap in the gun, it's over here a little bit, it's over here a little bit, or it's whatever. Based on formation already, the defense knows where you're going to go because, and they're really smart. It's kind of funny how this works. And it's almost always to the left side, sometimes to the right, but almost always to the left, because as a right-handed passer, I'm going to get my best momentum opening up to my left, just like a pitcher. So they already know I've got 3 guys over there. It's probably going to go over there. And I've already opened up my shoulders the minute I catch the ball. I give away. We talk about pitchers tipping pitches. Quarterbacks tip all the time. Where are my shoulders? Where am I looking? What am I doing? Now, obviously, these are not NFL players. NFL players are so good at reading quarterbacks. It's unreal. You wouldn't believe the eyes that they have on them. But even in college football, at a certain point, I just know that when the quarterback takes the snap and does this, well, guess where he's probably going to go? Now, he might have an ace back here on the left side that we can do something. But now I've caught the ball. Everything's perfect. Now I got to get the ball over there really fast. Now I got three guys that got to make blocks because if one of the three guys doesn't make a block or one of the two guys doesn't make a block, we're dead. Um, we haven't even caught the ball yet. So the receiver has to catch the ball almost in motion. And by that I mean, we always say you got to look the ball in and then run. No, no, because if we wait for the ball and I catch the ball and then I run, guess what? They're all there. It's a beautiful play on a dry erase board. It's brilliant. I can't argue against it. You go to a coaching school clinic and they start showing that, and you go, man, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. Yep. Randy, LSU is the only team that I've seen this year that has wideouts that block well enough to run the bubble screen. Hadn't watched them enough to tell you whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent. Jeff, we used to utilize that 7-yard check down over the middle a lot with Leach. Brooks would be a good setup for that play. Yeah, Mike utilized play action in a different manner. This team really isn't set up to do it and do it that way. Singletary had eyes for sure on the quarterback. Great player. Are you talking about Mike Singletary? Mike Singletary in the middle, Chicago Bears. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Scary movies. Salem's Lot. Vampires. Kid vampires. Salem's Lot. Scary as hell. What was that? 79, 80? Holy crap. Kid vampires. And you're watching that as a kid, and you got kid vampires. And then the scariest part is, the kid's in bed, he's in his room, and then his buddy who got killed, and he's a damn vampire now. He's a 10-year-old vampire, and he's scratching on his window. If you have not seen Salem's Lot, don't watch it tonight. Too much. Over, underrated, right? Sports announcers. I got 5 more minutes. You're overrated, underrated, rated. Kevin Harlan, by the way, underrated, 100%. You can do that. Tech football. The Big 12 helmet Comm scandal is not a scandal. It's a piss fart in the wind. The more I think about it, I don't want to be one of those. It's easy to just sit there and go, oh, yeah, it sounds like, sour grapes and everything else, Tech doing it. I get it. I mean, you want it. You want it to be right. I understand Tech bringing it up. But damn it, it just looks like you lose to 2 teams, and it had nothing to do. They could hear every call you want to make, and I guarantee you they couldn't capitalize on it. That for the most part, they could not capitalize on it and get that down to the field in real time and make a difference. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this still. Craig, the hitch pass was the most ineffective play in the book, in my opinion. Thank you. And it has nothing to do with the fact that about 1 out of every 5 I threw or tried to throw would get picked off. Got picked off twice by Dunbar one night. Go Panthers. Saw the birds when I was 6, scared the hell out of me. Joseph jumping in on Facebook. Alfred Hitchcock movie. Hitchcock movies, good movies, scary movies, not slasher. I'm not a slasher movie guy. Really don't like them. Doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't scare me. Kind of grosses me out. Gives me the icky. I don't like it. I don't like needles. I don't like all that sort of stuff. So all the slasher movies, it wasn't so much. You didn't scare me. It just made me gross out. I didn't like it. Like scary movie, like Jaws. Jaws was scary as hell. 100%. We know we were talking about Jaws being a scary movie. They should Jaws at Halloween, right? Scary. Didn't even list us as overdue for a week. So we'd form ourselves in the water in tight little groups, little squares, like the old battle squares like you see on the calendar. The shark come in, men start kicking, screaming, and beating. Sometimes the shark go away, sometimes he don't. You know the thing, Chief? Thing, Chief, about a shark? He's got those eyes. He's got those dead eyes, Chief. That shark come in and you see those eyes. Looks like doll's eyes, lifeless. He goes to biting and the eyes roll back. And sometimes the shark go away and sometimes he don't. He delivered the bomb. Anyway, apologies for the horrible rendition of that. One of the greatest movie scenes of all time. Jaws is scary as hell. Jaws even scary if you watch it in a swimming. Who the hell's watching Jaws in a swimming? Why would you be scared in a swimming pool? Now, if you were like at Port A or something out there in the water, and you're watching Jaws there, yeah, I could see that. In a swimming pool? Oh my God, they've got sharks in the pool. Larry, they've got sharks in the pool. We're gonna have to get out. They're showing Jaws, and we got sharks in the pool, Larry. Who the hell's Larry? I don't know where that came from. By the way, Quinn, when he did that scene, they gave it to him about a day before and said, "Can you do something on the USS Indianapolis?" He said, "Yeah, give me something." He basically ad-libbed the whole thing. It's about a 5-minute deal. It's one of the greatest movie scenes of all time. Truly is. 100%. Um, just a great Richard Dreyfuss is in the background. He's watching it and he's just like in awe, not playing in character, just freaking in awe of the speech. That's scary stuff. And then that shark comes back by, bumps him. I'm gonna need a bigger boat. What do we miss? Anything tonight? Yeah, a little bit. Tomorrow, website, theraiderland.com. Oh yeah, we're gonna be rocking and rolling. It's gonna be great. The most Texan thing you have done this week. We expect you to report back tomorrow. We'll do predictions for Tech and Iowa State. I want to know about costumes, best ones you saw, how Halloween went, everything else. So do what you got to do. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Chief. All right.